It was universally admitted throughout the scientific world that Perry Cabot was possessed equally of lunacy and genius. But while his brilliance was unquestioned to his beautiful wife, Deborah, and his burly assistant, Charlie Lowell, the doctor's vile temper and stealthy experiments had become too much to swallow.
I ought to knock your teeth down your throat, you little worm, for the way you've been mistreating this lovely wife of yours.
Watch out, Charlie. That spray gun of his. It's loaded with...
Night and day Perry Cabot had carried on his experiments with a mad frenzy.
At last, 2 years of work ends in triumph. I've perfected an evaporative serum which will shrink anything it touches. My hour of victory has arrived. Who? Deborah. I told you to stay out of my lab. I demand complete privacy for my work. Get out!
But Perry, you haven't eaten for so long. It's just a glass of milk and some cookies.
When I want you, I'll ring. All I ask of a wife is devotion, and service, and privacy.
You'll pay for the way you're treating me.
I couldn't help but overhear Debbie.
He's impossible, Charlie. He treats me like dirt, like an idiot servant girl. I hate him enough to kill. This experiment of his, Charlie, what's he working on?
I don't know Debbie. He hired me as his assistant, but has locked me out of the lab ever since I've been here. The only thing in this dump that interests me is, you.
I had no idea you, cared. We're both young. If Perry should die, accidentally, of course, I would inherit a fortune. We'd both be free.
Debbie, darling, but how?
At the same moment, behind the closed doors of Dr. Cabot's laboratory.
This should prove if I'm right, if my serum works. This test rat will shrink to the size of a dime within 30 seconds.
The seconds ticked by while Dr. Cabot watched intensely, then...
I've triumphed. The rat, it's completely shrunken in size. My serum will work on dermal tissue, bone, ligament, muscles, even cotton, leather, and wool. I must tell Deborah of my success. I must return the test rat to its cage before it expands again to normal size. The present serum's effective for only a minute. Deborah must know. And that numbskull assistant of mine. Deborah, come at once. Lowell, I've made the most startling discovery of my life. Where are the two of you? What? Why the two of you are in each other's arms? Under my own roof, my wife carrying on an affair with a bottle washer.
I ought to knock your teeth out. You lousy little worm, for the way you've been stepping all over Debbie for 2 cents I.
This serum worked a moment ago on a rat. No reason why it shouldn't succeed on a pair of snakes.
What? Watch out, Charlie. That spray.
A moment passed before a shocking transformation began to take place.
We're shrinking.
Good God, what's this devil squirted on us?
While Dr. Cabot howled with insane glee, the two figures before him grew smaller and smaller Then,
Disgrace me, will you? I'll show that no miserable wretch can make a laughing stock of Drive. Perry Cabot.
No. Please, Perry, don't.
I ought to step on the two of you, crush you like ants. But I've got a better idea. I'm going to use you two for my future experiments. 2 human guinea pigs.
We've stopped shrinking, and he's going to leave us alone for a while.
for a minute, the 2 shrunken people huddle together in fright. Then, while their eyes grew wide with wonder,
My arm starting to grow back to normal size. The rest of my body, even my suit, back to reality.
Me too. Oh, Charlie, maybe it's all been a dream of some kind.
I'm gonna take that cursed spray gun of his and turn it on.
No, Charlie, please. He'll squirt that serum in you before you can make a move. I have a better idea. Listen.
while Deborah whispered of her plan, Dr. Cabot flung himself furiously back into his experiments 2 days later.
The improved serum, it's 10 times more powerful than my original fluid. This full-grown dog, reduced to the size of a grain of sand.
Dr. Cabot's finger pressed a button, and Deborah nervously prepared his food tray.
Let me go with you, Debbie, in case he...
No, Charlie, I don't want to arouse his suspicion. This pill in his milk, it's a deadly poison. After Perry digests it, his skin will turn a hideous blue, and he'll strangle to death. He drank it, down to the last drop. Within 5 minutes he'll be dead, and dear Charlie and I will be free to marry.
They both hate me, plan to steal my precious serum, but they'll never do it. The doorknob you just touched, Deborah, it's wired, so as to electrocute both you and your nitwit lover. That was delightful, watching her squirm as she died. Lowell will be here in a moment to investigate her scream and footsteps. Here he comes. Just in case he decides to go for me with his bare hands. I'd better take this slight precaution.
Debbie, darling, is everything all right?
Clever of me wiring that knob only on the inside, so that I can watch their dying agony. Already am starting to decrease in size.
Good Lord.
In another few seconds, I'll be too small to be seen. By the naked eye, I'd better get up on the desk to watch this better.
Climbing laboriously up the side of the desk, the rapidly shrinking doctor watched with high glee from beside the plate of cookies his dead wife had brought him.
This new serum is made to order for situation like this. He'll remain this size for 3 minutes. By that time, Charlie Lowell will have joined his sweetheart.
Charlie Lowell, dazed and horrified by what he had seen, lurched toward the desk. Unconsciously, his shaking hand groped forward.
His fingers are moving towards the cookie plate. I've got to get out of his reach. No. The stupid gorilla, he's got me trapped in that hideous hand of his. Got me pinned down to the cookie he's holding. No.
Squirming frantically, Dr. Cabot was able to free himself. Up he was carried towards a grotesque cavity.
Oh, Lord, he's going to swallow me.
Down past razor-sharp teeth, Dr. Cabot was hurled through Charlie's reeking esophagus. He was sucked relentlessly into the maelstrom of his assistant's stomach.
I'm drowning. The digestive acids dissolving my body. Help.
In another moment, the tiny body of Drive. Perry Cabot has been completely dissolved and absorbed. Then,
Funny, that cookie, queer taste. It seemed alright when I chewed it, but now... Everything. Growing hazy, feel as if I'm choking and... Good God, my skin, it's turning blue. Somehow, that poison of Debbie's. Somehow.
the end.